One of my main criticisms of Formula 1 over the last decade in particular is the unwillingness to let new teams enter the sport. Even if they're in the perfect position to do so, there are simply too many entities in and around the sport that have the power to block any one team's entry. Just look at the sheer amount of hoops that Cadillac had to jump through to get in. But in the early to mid 90s, F1 had the opposite problem. Forti Corse was a team that had been in lower feeder series for around 20 years beforehand, including an extraordinarily successful Formula 3 team that won championships and races all over the planet, including the likes of the Monaco F3 Grand Prix, Macau Grand Prix, and 4 Italian F3 championships in the 1980s. It was after some successes that the team entered Formula 1 in 1995. It was after the team secured a financial backing from drivers with a wealth of sponsors like Pedro Diniz, who had driven for the team in F3000, the old Formula 2, as well as the Formula Lancia Rally team boss Cesare Fiorio. Obviously, the big challenge that the team would face in Formula 1 would be the fact that they would have to build their own car for the first time, with this being ultimately the thing that massively drew the team back. As the politest that I can be about the Forti FG01 is that it was a bit outdated. A bulky design that initially lacked an airbox, as well as still housing a manual gearbox. A manual gearbox in 1995, like H-pattern kind of deal. Ferrari had phased these out 6 years prior, FYI. They also used the Ford Cosworth ED-V8, that was painfully underpowered compared to the likes of the Renault V10 at the time, likely around 100 horses down. In fairness, the lineup wasn't as bad as you would have thought. Yes, Pedro Diniz was a big-time pay driver, but he wasn't the worst wheelman in the world, and he would have been contractually bound to be number one driver over Roberto Moreno, a man that has a habit of driving the worst machinery he can possibly find at any given moment. The car didn't finish last in 1995 through having better race finishing positions than Simtek and Pacific, but it was mainly justified by their superior budget, and it was looked at by many that they should be doing better with said budget. The team's death blow was when their main source of income in Pedro Diniz signed for Ligier in 1996, taking away basically all the team's finances in one go. It would compete in 10 rounds in 1996 with the help of Shannon Racing. I'm still not entirely sure what Shannon is, but anyway. This was before the team went under, with a double did not qualify at their final round at Hungary. What was the worst team of the 1990s?